Annie nervously pulled out a box of powder and dumped it all into the freshly made soup. A second later, Jack returned to the room. Annie anxiously stirred the food, relying only on her hearing to gauge his reaction. She couldn't see. When Jack handed her some freshly picked parsley, she felt certain her plan was about to succeed. She ladled the soup into a bowl, carefully set it in front of him, and urged him to drink it while it was hot. Hearing Jack gulp down the soup made Annie even more tense. Suddenly, he stopped and began breathing heavily. Annie had no idea what was happening. How could sleeping pills cause that kind of reaction? Jack demanded to know what she had put in the soup while grabbing a bottle of ketchup. It turned out Jack was allergic to ketchup. He quickly pulled out an epinephrine injector, but it was damaged and wouldn't work no matter how many times he tried. He ordered Annie to grab a backup injector from the bathroom cabinet. As she turned to go, Annie realized this might be her perfect chance, but she had to stay calm. Annie's father had trained her since childhood to control fear. In freezing weather, he once led her to a frozen lake, cut a hole in the ice, and told her to jump in. She begged him not to, but he was relentless. Barefoot, she walked across the snow and stepped into the freezing water. The cold and terror made her body shake violently, until gradually she grew still. Looking back at her father, she realized she had conquered fear, but Annie was haunted by recurring nightmares. In them, she was trapped inside a water tank, the suffocating pressure so vivid it left her terrified. Every time she woke up, she would find herself bleeding from the nose, though she didn't yet understand what it meant. Jack quickly saw through her hesitation. He warned her not to get any ideas. Only he knew the basement code, and if anything happened to him, everyone inside would starve to death. Annie, shaken, went to fetch the injector. In the cabinet, her hand brushed against the ring Martin had once mentioned. She hesitated, and it slipped from her fingers into the bathtub. Reaching in to retrieve it, her hand touched a body lying in the tub. Terrified, Annie forced herself to keep searching under the corpse until she recovered the ring. By then, Jack had dragged himself over, snatched the injector from her, and injected himself. Revived, he realized Annie had found the body. Calmly, he told her to go pack some things, sending her away. On her way through the hallway, Annie's hand brushed against something. Later, back in the basement, she pulled from her pocket a scrap of paper and Martin's ring. The next day, while Jack was busy disposing of the body, Annie slipped the items through the sewer grate to Martin. They wrote down Jack's description, anything they thought might help the police track them down. But when Martin tried to pass the packet back, disaster struck. The paper bag slipped from Annie's hands into the water. She tried several times but couldn't grab it. Martin called out to Hannah in the next room, but it was too late. She couldn't catch it either. Everyone watched helplessly as the bag was swept away, their efforts wasted. Despair filled the room, but Annie was already forming a new plan.